I visited 5 of them while after 50 years later, your mom and I, your Nonnie and I. There was a bomb. No, he was gone. He died 6 months after the war was over in a a coal mine blow up in Pennsylvania. So he didn't last long after the war. And Frank Drevolo, I don't know whatever happened to him. His dad was a what do you call it? A cop, a policeman in a little town, a little town in Southern California. The other 2 guys, one was from what the hell was that? He was from Colorado, my pilot. He finished his college, he had 1 year at Colorado University. That's where he was born and raised. And then after the war, he went into, he studied agriculture, and he became what do you call, the administrator of Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a brilliant bastard, boy. First thing he saw me, and I introduced him to your Nonnie. He never met her, but he knew I had a girlfriend during the war. And the first thing he said after we were introduced, he says, "This was our flight engineer." And of course, your Nonnie, what the hell, she's flight engineer. He didn't give a shit whether it was a B-24 or go to hell. All she knew. Yeah. And he says, "The catalyst of our crew." I don't think she knew what catalyst meant, but... and then my navigator said the same thing to her. Yeah, old Dunlop. He owned a place in Gilbert, Arizona. He lived there. He had 5 acres, and his wife was quite a horsewoman. She loved horses. He had 2 daughters who...
Are any of them left?
I think the only one might be, but I haven't heard. I want to call him. The one that was my Sperry Ball gunner. What did I call... oh, God, I knew that kid. Him and I, he thought I was God's gift. I mean, him and I got along. Well, I got along with all of them, but Duncansville, Pennsylvania. He married a girl by the name of Doris. In fact, she still had the letter that he asked me to write to her when we were in combat, because he thought maybe she was getting that, what do you call that, Dear John, stuff. Well, he was a...
Wait, describe, what do you mean? He knew
her from grammar school. Doris was her name.
And he couldn't write her a letter?
Well, he wasn't very good at that. And he always, once in a while, I'd read a little thing about what your Nonnie would say to me. No, sexy. We didn't go into that, but I mean, and they got a kick out of, because I'd write, sometimes I'd get 6, 7 letters from Nonnie, see?
Right.
And then maybe one of them said, "I haven't heard from you." Well, I'd sit down and write 5 letters in one day and date them different days and send them off.
Did she know that you... She
found out about it later, but she didn't give a damn. I got 6 letters, but if she was smart enough, but don't worry.
So you wrote a letter to Doris on behalf of him?
For him. I mean, what we were doing.
Did she know you wrote it?
Yeah, she still had it.
Oh,
she showed it to me and Mom and Nonnie.
50 years later.
Yeah. I guess she had other letters from him, too.
Right.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a good letter writer.
Well, I guess he could, but he just didn't seem to... I mean, we never paid too much attention. Some of the guys, there was about 4 of them were married. The rest of us were single. See?
How many letters do you think you wrote, Nonnie, during the war?
I got them all except maybe
I know, but how many do you think you have?
200-300.
And she wrote, so you have...
She wrote more to me than I wrote to her.
Right. You were in for 3.5 years?
No, because...
How long were you in?
Well, yeah, because we started writing in let's see, we started our letter writing, or correspondence, okay, in February of 1943, and then that went from, because I didn't write when I first went in for induction and all that, till I got settled in Fresno. Before that, I spent 2 weeks in one of the, where I told you, they found out I had an IQ of 160, and
Right.
just this was orientation.
Uh-huh.
That didn't, because I didn't know how long I was going to be there and all that. So that was now nothing going on until I hit Fresno. That was from February the 13th to the February the 6th to February the 23rd.
Okay.
Because I was in orientation for 2 weeks, and then down to from there 3 weeks, then in Fresno, and then I was there by the February the 23rd.
So you didn't start riding her till you got to Fresno.
Right. So
And
then
then-
I was there 4 months.
Okay.
Then we wrote back and forth. But then I used to steal away and go AWOL and come up and visit her on the weekend.
Right,
I stole them back.
Well, she's not very far, right?
72 miles.
Right, not
Yeah.
very far. Right?
Well, remember you had a hitchhike though. There was no, I
Right.
didn't have a car. I should have taken a car down there with me but you weren't allowed to get out until you were all through with your training. See?
And you got in trouble once, huh?
Yeah, at the same place, but that was toward the end. There,
Right.
I was there almost 5 months. See,
Okay.
and I was through my training, and then I was on a special gun detail,
And you
on eight,
you got caught going AWOL.
Well, I didn't. I had a roll call, yeah, and I got.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd have been safe. So at those times when I come home, we never write until I was back. So it was intermittent. You know what I mean? Maybe 1 or 2 by
Right.
at different times, because I'd come maybe 2, 3 different weekends at different times during that time I was there. I came and visited. Then from there we moved to Hickam Field. I mean, not Hickam. Mississippi. What the hell?
Biloxi.
Huh?
Biloxi.
Biloxi, Mississippi, yeah.
Right.
Then that was, I was there 28 weeks.
That was school.
Right. And then I wrote, that was back and forth all the time.
Mhm.
But the big time came when I was overseas then for
Right.
11 months. That was strictly back and forth letter. Before it was intermittent while I was in the United States.
How much were stamps back then?
It didn't cost us nothing.
Oh, you just gave it
The
to
government, GIs didn't pay.
How much was it for Nonnie?
3 cents.
3 cents back
Yeah.
then. Okay.
And I think it was 1 cent postage.
How long would it take for a letter to get to you?
Pretty good. It would take about 3-4 days.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, they took everything by air then for the GIs. I mean, you know what I mean?
So you're saying that you would save up some of her letters and then you write 5 or 6 of them in the same day.
No, I wouldn't save them up. I just wouldn't write.
Oh, and you would get in trouble.
Well, she didn't hear from me then in one of her letters because she wrote almost one every day, every other day. She was very consistent with that
Right.
with me. She was a great letter writer anyway.
Right.
Always wrote to her friends and stuff, and even after we were married, I mean, always in contact. Not with friends, but the family and stuff. Then, so what did she do? Maybe I'd be for a week I wouldn't write. See, I mean, maybe you're just laying around, and then I'd get a letter, and then I'd get another one. 2 days, another. Pretty soon, haven't heard from you, Al. You know, you okay? Because you was more worried about me. You hadn't heard. Maybe I'd bought the farm by then. See,
Right,
and she
right.
didn't know. I mean, but anyway, so that would be the cause. Then I says, "Holy Christ," you know. So I sit down and with my thing and I put all dates different. Write them all within a couple of hours, you know. You know, I love you, hi, but then what the hell was going on there? You couldn't write anything about the bombing and all that and where
Right.
islands you were going to. It was just petty stuff.
Right.
Oh, I fell asleep the other day and your picture was on the thing. The guys turned it over, you know, little dumbass things, you know. Because I always had a big, later on overseas, I always had a big picture when and I had it up on my bunk, you know. And the guys, they go, "Hey, who's the babe? Look at the sweater girl," you know, because I like that shit, you know, and stuff. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I got a lot of them. Kept them all.
Right. You have them all.
Your Nonnie did too. But I lost quite a few of them coming home. I'd say about 100 of them. I don't know what happened to them. I guess I lost some baggage or, well, I don't know what. They never showed up. So somewhere they got stuck in a bag or something when I moved around and I didn't bring them home.